anytime she goes away.
once the evidence is produced, that he is going to be exonerated. So yeah, not guilty, nothing else.
And ran to help.
Well, obviously we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here.
The attacker got loose and went out the upstairs window, but he did leave something behind.
We got your T-shirt. You done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
Dodson says he's never seen the perp before, but sends this warning to whoever is responsible.
You don't have to come and confess that you did it. We're looking for you. We gonna find you. I'm letting you know now, so you can run and tell that, homeboy.
Now, if you have any information on this crime, you're urged to call Huntsville Police Department. We'll have much more from the victim.
So hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they're raping everybody out here.
The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Watch Elmer Fudd chase down the silly wabbit.
5, to apologize to me publicly for calling me stupid.
But it ain't no fun when the wabbit got the gun.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only.
He can go out there and he can look for the silly rabbit. That's what he used to do. Go out there, got his gun, and he's out there to body the rabbit.
Bang, bang, bang. Come out of your holes, you cowardly rabbit. Bang, bang. And I'll...
Every now and then, the black rabbit gets the gun.
But I'm just saying, son. Get different when the rabbit got the get different when the rabbit got the gun.
What's up? What's up? You are here with your girl Nicole Reloaded, and we are locked and loaded with another video. Oh yes, we are. And we have a wonderful, wonderful special guest that has blessed the platform to come and share her story, to share some inside details, some exclusive, some real tea. On a serious note, we have a beautiful black queen here that is strong, that loves the Lord, and she is here to share her story. I'm going to give her the platform. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Stone.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stone. As Nicole has stated. I'm just here to shed light on what everyone has been debating on. And I think the sound might have went out. I'm not sure. But let me know if you guys can still hear me.
I just put myself on mute, but I can hear you just fine.
Okay, awesome. And, yeah, I've been speaking out these past couple of days after seeing what brother, in my terms, what I call him, Brother Polight, has been doing. And of course, it is very much a pattern of what a lot of us who are aware and who was raised around DrMalachiYork has seen. So I'm just here to shed the light on that and give the honest truth. And those who don't, like it, I mean, hey, sometimes you don't have to like the truth for it to be real, but it's there.
Well, no one can tell your story but you.
This is very true.
So you can start off basically wherever you feel comfortable. I'm the type of person, I just like people to just let it flow and let it go. Natural. Be you, baby. You got the floor. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I guess I'll start with my relationship with the Nuwaupian community and with Baba York. As a young child, my mother used to take me to the compound in New York, and we would spend time there. As many people know, as you've heard from other interviews, all of the children were always separated in different houses. And we were raised, with different sets of knowledge being taught to each of us and how we were supposed to be raised. And much of the knowledge that we were given, I can't deny that it's the truth about, the history of Black people, those with melanin, and our teachings and our contributions to the world, But what people fail to realize is with that truth also comes the truth of much of the female children and male children were being sexually abused. Now, we moved from New York and ended up in Georgia. And that's when I got even closer with the nation of Nuwaup. And I ended up being with one of Dr. York's sons for multiple years. With being with him, of course, once you show someone that you are a person that's there for them, they'll begin to tell their story. And from being with him, he let me know much of the things that he experienced that I even experienced myself, but he didn't even know that I was there. It was so many people there that often we wouldn't even see everyone that was there. People are just now finding out that even 21 Savage was there. No, people aren't realizing how big this really was.
Wait, hold on. I don't mean to interrupt you. You said who?
21 Savage.
21
Savage. Yes, him and his mother were there, and the pictures are online.
Wow, go ahead. Ooh.
So with my relationship with Abdullah, because that's his name, the son that I was with, it was shown to me that, of course, a lot of the times the people in our group, we highly revered Baba York because of all the information that he provided, because of the books that he provided. He opened our eyes to things that we weren't able and readily to get. However, with that came the idea that there was royalty in the blood, and that if you made a child with him, or if you gave him your child or gave him yourself, that you would somehow reach this imminent blessing. And that's the furthest from the truth. All we received was trauma. And at this point now, we have someone like Michael Noak, or as other people know him as Brother Polight, who is carrying on in that same fashion. He's found his way to acquire women and men around him who listen and hang on his every word, which a lot of the information that he spits out is regurgitated. It's not something that, he was blessed with from the divine. He's taking this information from people such as Shahrazad and other people, down to even Sanatur, who he feels have I want to say, maybe a pedestal in the community, or used to have a pedestal in the community that would allow people to listen to them. And he, went throughout the whole of Brooklyn preaching up and down the streets about how black people are kings and queens. And we thrived on that because we want to know the truth about ourselves. With that came his deception. And as we see it now, he has yet to deny and say no. He beats around the bush about what he's being accused of. I also see a lot of people stating that, well, how can he have done this? What's the evidence? The issue is this case started in February. This case didn't just start now. It started in February when that girl was assaulted. And they did a DNA kit then. And they have been trying their hardest to obtain DNA from him. But it's always been I can't do this. Oh, I can't show up. Oh, I can't. And when he finally gave his DNA, they matched his DNA that was found on that little girl's neck and on her sweater from his bodily fluids to his bodily fluids that he carries on his person. And that is how he got locked up. So for the people who don't understand why or how people are speaking about this so heavily, and sorry, my son just walked in, but you know how kids are.
It's fine. I know it's fine. It's real life over here, honey.
It really is.
Yes, it really is.
We're mothers, okay?
Yes, you can say that again. Mothers and protectors.
Yes.
And with that,
now he's trying to. You see that now he's trying to
cover up in any way and make it
seem like maybe they're trying
because he's a black man who's making a change in the community, or maybe it's because he's doing something that they don't want. In which sometimes we say the man or the white man doesn't want us to know, and that's the issue. He is mixing the truth with his deception so that he can have leverage over people. Preaching to our community about who we truly are has little to do with assaulting women or children or other young children that are male. Yes, baby. My son said hi, everyone.
Hi, baby.
He's like, oh, this is real. So funny.
So I mean, it's just a sad thing.
It's just a sad thing.
Since I spoke out, maybe I want to say maybe this past recent week that has passed, it's been so many people from his end coming to me telling me, why am I speaking, or I should keep quiet, and you don't share these things. This is our community. But the issue is, if this is our community, why would I, as a past victim, hold in information about someone who is hurting people? That's not shedding the light. That's not true positivity.
That's not true positivity.
I agree with that.
I'm not going to keep anything
in my pocket
out of fear of it harming someone else, because he didn't feel that fear when he took that little girl to that hotel room. He didn't feel that fear when he took her from her mother or told her mother not to call the police. He didn't feel any fear until it was his career on the line, a career that he scammed for, a career that he scammed multiple conscious community leaders with, getting thousands, hundreds of thousands. Now it's being reported at the millions, which I'm quite surprised at, because where are we getting this money from? We can barely help take care of ourselves, but somehow he has scammed all this money from us. That means we've been taking money out of our children's mouth to take care of this man who's harming other children. Stop it, baby.
My thing is about that, how Brother Polight was able to allegedly get his hands on such large sums of money, and there hasn't been any consequences in regards to that.
So he holds classes, and his classes are I think $300 a pop. So you can imagine, if people are wanting to learn the knowledge that Baba Malachi had put out, because that's where he pulls all his information from, because that's his spiritual father, as he states. That's who he follows behind. He took much of that information and began to distribute it to the community that was unfortunately at the moment not aware of their history. With that, people are willing to pay whatever to learn about themselves. They're willing to pay any amount of money. And then when you begin to support someone like that who's helping you learn about yourself, people then they begin to donate. So cash apps and GoFundMes, like I said, and there's now a petition on iPetition for his GoFundMe to have it taken down and to be investigated, because he has been using it to build money, not to bring to the community. He's been using this money to buy Ferraris and all types of Lambos and houses and get online and shuck and jive.
Wow. Well, exclusive. I ain't know nothing about no GoFundMe, child.
Oh yeah.
It's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. It's just
people haven't
been able to see it.
Give me one moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you everyone for joining. This is your girl Nicole Reloaded. We have an exclusive here with Stone. She is sharing her personal thoughts and opinions and feelings on Brother Polight and Dr. York. I really, really am thankful that she came by today. Give her an opportunity to share how she feels and what her experience and her opinions are. Thank you everyone for joining. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and thumbs up the video. It would be truly appreciated. Hey Yusuf from the Ratchet Today show. What's up, Real Street News? I know, right? Real Street News. I'm like, what about the GoFundMe? Child.
Yeah, the GoFundMe.
And I can definitely send you the links to that, Nicole.
Okay.
Because it's well over 10,000 people who are trying to get him stopped from using GoFundMe to fund his life.
Wow.
About having a career and a job.
But I didn't know a
job was scamming people on GoFundMe.
Look. The GoFundMes are still up there.
Yes, they are.
That's why they have created a petition so that they can conduct an investigation into it and get it taken down.
Oh, yeah, because you're not supposed to, when you put up a GoFundMe, the GoFundMe is supposed to be there for what you actually say it's for. So if you're saying you're going to buy a car.
For people who are in need.
Child.
People who've lost families, people who've lost homes, people with sick children. This is to help people who have no money. GoFundMe would be something for people who experienced Hurricane Katrina, not for a man to fund his wives' BBLs.
Ooh, child. Was that shade?
I'm just telling it how it is, honey. The sun is hot today.
Ooh. Lord, put your blinders on, honey.
Listen.
It gets spicy.
All right. Okay. Get your tea. or whatever it is that make you feel good. Okay? You about to go in this kind of energy?
Hey, Queen.
Hey, wrong one.
Listen,
yes, I am. And shout out to Michelle Obama because she's a strong black woman.
Okay? I'm just this case is just it's just very disturbing on so many levels that I can't even. It's really difficult to wrap my mind around the dangers that is happening within the African American community. It's really, really important that we need to unify and communicate with one another, and women need to be very, very careful who they allow their children around, girls or boys. That's why I'm single, child.
Yes, but
you see, they prey on people who are single. They prey on people who are looking for guidance.
And when you're
looking for guidance,
if it
looks good, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna go for it because you have nothing else.
And when someone like him,
the way he has approached these people, the way he said, "I'll support you," I'm looking at a question.
No, I've
never seen Brother Polight on Tamaray.
Nor did I see him when I was
in New York.
Brother
Polight came maybe I want to say after.
I want to
say a little bit before the raids, but he started talking out after the raids happened.
And I believe that's another reason why he gained so much popularity, because there were so many people upset about Tamaray being raided and Baba going to jail. But like I said before, I mean, the truth is the truth, whether we like it or not. And just because it's someone that we highly revere, it does not mean that we ignore what they do. I mean, at the end of the day, just like we've seen how they treated Bill Cosby with all those situations, or how they treated all the other popular leaders that we see, and now you see the evidence of them harming children. Just because they can preach a good word does not mean that behind closed doors they are not doing the most despicable or deviant behavior. This man has already been accused
to have harmed other children.
But out of
fear,
because people harass them.
Hell, someone harassed me the other day,
and I posted it,
and he reported my post and got to take it down.
But I keep
my receipts
as long
as the Nile River.
Yeah.
Someone
who's pro-black
had a white woman
try
to run me off the road the other day.
In his name.
Oh my gosh.
But he's pro-black.
Go and share that.
Pro-black.
Yeah, go into detail and share about that as much as that you're able to do without.
I don't have a problem.
So I want to say, of course, this past week that passed, I had made a Twitter post, and my Twitter name is Oxtail Mommy. It's a satirical thing because we're having a diaspora war, and someone stated that Jamaicans weren't black, but that's not the point. So my name is Oxtail Mommy, and on there I seen what was going on, and I seen how much of the community turned into the lynch mob, that turned into that the same way that they were surrounding R. Kelly with those girls. They did it with this young woman that has been assaulted, and that bothered me because I know specifically where he's pulling all of his tricks from. His patterns are coming from where much of us were raised and much of us learned our knowledge from. So it threw me back that he's seen how Baba was sent to jail, and now he's going to try to continue that same pattern of abuse. But with that being said, I posted a post, and I believe Hip Hop Lately posted it. Another few media magazines that are online posted it, and they were saying, he's saying that he's innocent, but there's police reports of what was found on the little girl, which of course were 6 stains of his bodily fluid on her neck and on her sweater, on her scarf. If I'm not mistaken, a scarf was also present, and that's what was tested. And her mouth was badly bruised.
Mm-hmm.
So I posted what I posted.
And I began posting proof of him being locked up,
court dates.
Proof of his court dates.
Once that happened,
I
then gravitated to
my Instagram,
and I started to post it
there because I seen that so many people
really hearing the message and wanting to get him out. So I said, okay, it's time to take this a step further. I have more people on my Instagram than I do my Twitter. So I went to Instagram and I began posting. I want to say maybe a day and a half ago, yeah, it had to be the day after I posted, this white woman decided to come on my post beneath everyone else and said, keep going, with a exclamation point. But it was in all caps. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but I read through energy. And yes, he is out now. But if you look at the history of all sexual predators, they do not keep them in jail just because they assaulted someone. They are given a bail. Every predator that I have seen that has been locked up, they give them a bail. And then you also have to look at the fact that this man has a team of lawyers, which he states are top notch. You know how the law and political system works. These guys have brunch together.
They look Jewish too, honey.
I thought he was
Latino at first, to be honest.
Yeah, one of them looked Hispanic, but the other ones I looked at, they look like they kind of Jewish. But they're he has a good team. I'm not gonna
he went
say that he doesn't. He doesn't.
I mean, you know,
he has the top of the line.
Who could blame him?
The charges
that are against him.
He would need
God himself.
Because there's no way
you can
finesse or finagle away out of how semen would get on a little girl's neck. You can't buy semen at the store. You know, it's not like she went to a sperm bank and requested for donations.
Wait.
Listen now. Yes, I said it. You can't go get donations.
That's not funny. Can I get a cup of sperm for my dress, sir? What? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's why I was trying to figure out, like, how the defense. I'm trying to figure out, but I always wanted to be I wanted to be an attorney, but then I, got married to this guy. But it's not about me right now. So, anyway, I could see them arguing the fact that to a jury that he has multiple wives and she wore her mom's dress or something way out there. All you got to do is get one person. Do you think he's going to plead?
Honestly,
what I feel like they're trying to do at this moment,
and what they have been trying to do, is pay off the family like they've done with all the other families that, unfortunately, I can't say their name because they are younger children, and I would never want to expose them because they are already afraid to speak about it, because it's something that a lot of times, as even myself, as a victim of molestation and assault, at first I was scared to speak because I was so ashamed of what happened to me. I wasn't even thinking to even say anything. But when I finally found the courage to speak, people began to attack me. I even got beat. I physically was beaten. And it blew my mind to the fact of, you're beating me because I'm telling you I am hurt. You're beating me because I'm telling you someone assaulted me. Meanwhile, this person is sitting at the table enjoying his breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That makes no sense to me. The accountability is the biggest issue in our community. We don't like to attribute accountability to people who do wrongdoings. And that is what's
going on now.
Big facts. That's why I was saying, what happened to the big mamas in the community? What happened to the rent parties we would have, the paint parties? There's no unification. There's nothing but separation and Instagram thoughts. I mean,
money turns
people into a whole different person.
I mean, I ain't against no thought or nothing. I mean, thought box all you want to, but if the you only can thought for so long.
Liberate.
Yeah, I mean, you only can thought and bop for so long. Eventually, you're gonna get old.
Exactly. And
you can't be old thought and bopping because at this point
it's not the same. How can you say it's not the same product you was putting out a long time ago? Maybe thoughting as a young person you were putting out this product, but now you're a little bit older. You're seasoned. This product is completely different. And what I've noticed is they enjoy younger people. It makes them feel younger. It gives them vibrance. They'll keep people
who have sold marijuana in jail.
But the moment you get booked in
for a child
assault, you always
have a bail.
And we seen that
with
How to Catch a Predator
before it was
removed. Every last one
they get right on
locked up.
But they all left
that same night.
Well, my thing is then why let them out and then give them these lifelong, put them on the what is it, the predator, you know what I'm saying, the predator list or whatever.
They're calling it now a sickness of the mind, which
in half truth
it is,
but at the
same time it's also a sickness of the heart.
Because for
you to want to
harm someone
for your satisfaction, you must be demented.
You know what the thing is that, ape is about power and control. What is the desire, like, with a prepubescent child? I don't seem to...
Children are the future. And overseas, often we see that they use child soldiers.
Not because they're children
and people are afraid to shoot children.
But because
once you teach a child something,
that is ingrained.
That seed is ingrained in their soil called of a brain.
And once
that grows, that is who then leads the future generation.
So if you can
distort the mind of just 5 children,
that generation
that comes
may have
20 distorted minds, 50 distorted minds.
All because you planted
that seed in those 5 children.
Generational curse.
Yes.
Generation after generation, I'm gonna put my poisonous seed into this child, and then this child is going to become an adult and have their children. Is it ever going to stop?
Exactly.
And it's a man who comes to you with money. He comes flashy. You're probably a single mom
who's struggling, who went through abuse, who has barely any family. So you latch on to someone who shows you that you can depend on them. And that's the biggest issue I have with him. People depended on him. And he took that and he turned it into this game where he uses people. And much of these women now that are within these cults that people choose to ignore, they are being shipped back and forth between countries that are filled with black people like ourselves that speak different languages. And these women are being taken out into the wild. There's a cult right now in Panama, they've been in Panama and in South America near Dominica, where they have over 50 women, maybe about 10 men, and all of these women are being passed around. They are not allowed to bathe. They don't eat regularly. These women are slaves.
Is that what R. Kelly was talking about? They're women in chains. They have them chained up right now.
But you know what? As he was crying, speaking that truth, he said that because he didn't want to be the only one to go down.
Right.
He
got
I keep mine in the house.
I do mine a little better. They're not chained up every day.
They get clothed.
At least I'm
not having them outside.
They get Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. A Louis Vuitton Band-Aid does not cover up that wound.
Sure don't. Sure does not. It just made, when you said that, it just made me think, like, when he said that.
And that's another reason. That's another case that'll show you how people will completely ignore the abuse of children or women. Because we seen a video. I know I seen the video as a child.
It's about
a 35-minute video
of that man
urinating on a little girl.
How do you get free from that?
You know what? That was mind blowing back then. How they dragged that court case out for so long. But money can. Hey, when you got money, you can do some things. And I think in some ways people are like, well, he got away with it. Finally, somebody got away with something that's black in a sick way, because they were passing that thing around. Like it was normal. Watching it in barbershops, and
he married Aaliyah at such a young age, and everyone knew.
Everyone knew it. No one could say they didn't know. They even admitting to getting her a fake ID. One of his one of his, I want to say maybe like they said it was his manager, but I'll just say his friend, because a manager is supposed to manage your career, not your transgressions. That man wasn't supposed to do anything but make sure R. Kelly did what he's supposed to do as an artist. They went and got a fake ID. They bribed a Baltimore official, and this is real information that you can locate now because they've been testified with it. He bribed an official to get her an ID so they can get married. Now, there are people who say, yeah, her mom and her dad and her uncle sold her, and yes, they should be held accountable too. But what I will say is they weren't the ones doing the assault. They fell for the desire for money. They fell for the desire for fame, to have people see them in a high light, to have their daughter accomplish her dreams. And there are times where people will sacrifice everything they have, even their own pride, to accomplish a dream.
Yep. Yeah. They're saying that Aaliyah was actually, murdered.
And you know what? And
I cannot deny that fact because we see how many times people are just all of a sudden dying in these circumstances, or even like me. I probably wouldn't be here today to speak about this if I didn't drive like I was from Brooklyn, New York, because that lady was coming for me. And I had to push the turbo button in my car just to show her you're not gonna rap with me. I'm from Jamaica. I'm not taking no mess.
Amen. And I just want to tell you, Two Stone, that I am so proud of you, that you have the strength to come out and to share your story, and actually, honoring me with the opportunity to, grace me with your story. It's a pleasure.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
It's been so many male YouTubers who have used my information, and I've noticed that yes, it was to bring light to the situation.
But yeah, but
it was also
to stick it to him. I'm not speaking just to stick it to him. I'm speaking so that our community opens our eyes, because we are what these children have. When we are dead and gone, everything we teach these children is what they're going to enact into the world, and generation after that, and generation after that. And the issue with that for me is we're going to kill off our nation before anyone else can. We talk so much about white people holding us back, or even Asian people holding us back. At this point, we cannot speak about any other community because we have problems with our community, and we close our eyes.
Yeah.
I've
Denial.
witnessed people
skip over
like Twitter.
They'll skip over posts because it doesn't make them comfortable. If something is said and it makes you uncomfortable on the inside, that questions your views, that means somewhere in your heart, somewhere deep down in your hearts of hearts, that it was wrong. And Real Street News, he is absolutely right. R. Kelly was sleeping with her mama as well. They wanted money.
What? I ain't never heard that.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. He was sticking it to both of them.
I didn't hear that. Child. Ooh. Wait.
There's a video of R. Kelly.
I should have downloaded the Love of Money.
There is a video right now of R. Kelly.
I want to say it's like 1998, 2000,
around that era.
And he's in Ethiopia.
And he's
pretty much freestyling. And it's nothing but young girls there
saying, "Do you want to come to America? I'll get your
passport."
Herpes everywhere, child.
Okay.
Say that again. Listen.
Herpes, child. Herpes everywhere. Just herpes in the car, herpes on the couch, herpes on the kitchen table.
You got to hide your kids.
Right. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Like, for real. Because they aping everybody out here. And your husbands, too. Don't act like the men ain't getting turned up, okay? They just too ashamed to come out. They just too ashamed to come out and say that they got their booty. I'm sorry.
No,
you're right. And
they're just too ashamed. They're just too ashamed to say, like, I got bent over and got my pussy blown out.
There was a
man who spoke out,
and I don't know
if you all seen the interview,
but
Polights sat in that interview
Hold on, real quick. You can go ahead, Mama.
Okay. Polights sat in that interview outside as that guy. I won't, again, the interview's available. I don't want to say his name. I don't want people to start going after him because I know the extremity and the depth of how this situation is, because that man will stop at anything to scare anyone to keep their mouth quiet. But he conducted an interview with someone who also lived on the land in New York. And that boy his sisters were touched and he was touched as well. And in the beginning, he did not want to speak for the simple fact of when men speak out about things like this, they do them worse than they do us. They'll tell them, oh, no, you shouldn't say that. You won't be a man if you tell people that. Keep it to yourself. And when that brother spoke out on that picnic table, right after he finished telling Brother Polight about all of the things that he went through with Baba Malachi, that man looked at him and started to blame the victims and blame the parents. Never blaming the person who committed the assault. And it's the same way that people are going on now with him. The man took this little girl. Matter of fact, we're going to put this exactly how it is properly. He spoke with his mother and told her that he was going to take her to go get some food. He lied and took her to a club in which they could not get in. But of course, you dodo bird, she's 14 years old. What does it look like a grown man taking a girl to a Miami club? This isn't the 80s anymore where kids used to be able to go in the clubs and dance, because I heard about that. We used to be able to turn up. It's not like that anymore. They don't do that for specific reasons. When they couldn't get into the club, he took her back to the hotel where they were all staying. And instead of taking her back to her mother's room, he went to his room. And that's where all of that assault happened. Feeding her alcohol, feeding her drugs. This little girl passed out and woke up with a sore mouth and busted lips. She went to the hospital. It wasn't like people said that this happened and she didn't get a kit done. Her mother took her to the hospital. And they did kits and they checked on that little girl. And then that's when they seen all that, his excrement on her neck and all of her items. So he can say that the clothes may have been the mother's, but her neck belongs to her. You can't take your neck off your body. That's what I don't understand. We're ignoring the fact that it was part of her body as well.
Maybe they're gonna say her neck can detach. He got some really good lawyers.
Well, listen.
What I feel like is happening
is that they're going to try to bribe them and settle.
But how can you settle a 14? How can you settle that?
Money.
How?
There are people
who have a desire for money.
But can't the state automatically pick? Can't the state? I know, like in certain states with domestic violence, even if the woman pulls out, the state will pick up the crime. It's not the same with sex crimes.
It's a little bit tricky.
I should have looked that up. That just actually came to me. You're right.
When people pull out, if the case has had enough attention brought to it, it can be picked up. And then they will use that information that they have seen, the information, the attention that has been brought to that situation. They can use that. But oftentimes, just like with the R. Kelly situation, people backed out. People said, oh, well, I was okay with this, or I was fine with this. And with that, if the victim pulls out, after that point, you no longer have a case because the main reason for the case was the victim. She's the main reason the case is going on.
Sorry, y'all. My alarm is going on.
It's okay. It just has me perplexed. Like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I just would like to know why.
What street news?
I believe
exactly what you're saying. Because he has been trying to find a way to say, I'm not going to talk.
But ever so often, he's on live
talking.
I don't
understand.
I read that before it disappeared.
I'm telling you, this man is making live faster than he changes his draws.
That's astounding.
And we actually have an exclusive, but we're gonna keep that, for now, okay? So, yeah, if I end up with some chipped toenails by the end of this week, y'all, you know, like I said, hide your kids, hide your wives, and hide your husbands too.
Hide your dogs,
hide your fish.
Oh Lord, the dogs, child. Hold on, man down. Hold on.
The dogs too.
Not the dogs, child.
They can
probably be manipulated too.
Girl, don't talk. I didn't see some. Look, I didn't see some real freaky things. I had to tell a friend of mine when he located down here, because there are cults and these ex cults or whatever, where people would get in. They look like regular people, dress nice, smell nice, all of that. And you get over there, honey, they walked in that party. I didn't know it was that type of party, honey. I had to get the heck up out of there. I tried to tell my friend, don't go over there. They had this ex cult, and they all had herpes. I'm like, what is y'all like slanging herpes like they sell rocks? Like,
I believe you're talking about the same cult that I'm talking about that is in Panama and Dominica right now.
But they were a mix of nationalities though. So okay. Like they wanted me and my ex to get up in there, and I'm like, this man really asked me, and he said, come upstairs and look. I'm nosy, child. I had to go look.
They tried to pull you.
It was dogs. They had big dogs. I'm telling you, I have proof. Honest to God, truth. When I peeked in the door, he said, it's dogs in there too. The dog was mounted on 2 individuals, and all I heard was, I said, child, I am out of here. If I'm lying, I'm flying, and you know I have 52-inch hips. I ain't flying nowhere, child, unless I get on Spirit. Well, I don't want, not Spirit, but United, okay? United, and it feels so good. No, but I'm just saying.
Listen, but it's the truth.
And I just sent you
the link
that shows the petition.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if you can post it in the chat somehow.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, and it's 83%. It's almost full, y'all. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share it on my Twitter, and then I'm gonna screen share it. Okay.
Absolutely.
We have an echo.
It might be me because I opened my phone up just to grab this post. But the cult in which I'm speaking of is called Carbon Nation, and they were first busted in Hawaii. And it's a polygamous cult. They believe in nudism and, refraining from bathing, defecating on trees. And they were busted because they were violating the state's quarantine order. Now, here's where it connects with the royal families, and I use that term very lightly, the royal families that I was raised around with the Nuwaup Nation and with Brother Polight. There are women that are there now that were with the Nuwaup Nation. Women that I seen with my own eyes at our own gatherings, sitting at tables, probably 2 tables across from me, that are now overseas being circumvented, and I use that term very lightly, circumvented throughout this cult and shared amongst these men, and they all have herpes. Every last one of them.
They flagged our share on Twitter, by the way. Go ahead.
My apologies. I didn't know I was still on mute. That's unfortunate that they did that. But what I will say is they can't flag where it naturally is. They can't take down the fact that it's there. So they'll try at anything that they can do. But yeah, this cult has been going on for quite some time. And his name is, I want to say this proper, Elegio Lee Bishop. And he refers to himself as God or Nature Boy. And it was 21 people that was arrested on Wednesday in Puna in Hawaii. And these people have been in Panama, Dominica, Costa Rica, Nicaragua. It's not just in the States. These people don't just come to us in the States. The people in the States, they go to different countries. I'm from Jamaica. My mom is from Jamaica. How did we end up in this? Because of them traveling and spreading their seed.
Okay, I'm about to share it. I'm about to share it now. So hold on.
I got you, and I got the other link to send to you as well. Copy. For anybody who wants to see that, and it's a New York Post at that. It's not anything that's, one of those sites where people can be like, oh, it may be biased. No, they are just reporting exactly what happened. And like I said, there were girls there. One in specific, her name was Nefiri. She has a sister named Nefertiti, and her name is Nefiri. And Nefiri is now in a group in that cult in which I just shared with Nicole, and she's being passed around like a spliff. To be honest with you, if y'all know what a spliff is, she's being passed around like a spliff between Rastas. And that is what they do. And that is what Brother Polight does. He states that he respects his women, that they're queens, that he appreciates them, that, he upholds them. But if you look, there are so many videos of these girls twerking on the bed in front of multiple cameras, having money thrown at them, him smacking their behinds on camera. That's how you treat a stripper. That's how, and whoever is listening to this that may be a dancer, it's not me discrediting you or talking down on you, because, honey, you will get it how you live regardless. But that's what he's doing. And if you're going to say you uphold a woman as a queen, you would never expose your queen like that. Queens are to be protected. You wouldn't have your queen out on public shaking her butt half naked for multiple men inside of a hotel room and throwing dollars at her. We see weddings where Africans have where the African husband will throwing money at a fully clothed woman. And that's shown as a gesture of love. These gestures aren't gestures of love. These women are twerking on a hotel bed, and they're having cash thrown at them. And these are videos that you can see via Zion Lex's page and Brother G, as they have been breaking the story as well. Even with stories that have been broken far, far long ago, Sanatur, someone who has now recanted his statement, his video is still up, which I'm sure much of you guys may have seen. If you haven't, it's still available on YouTube, where he publicly goes after Brother Polight, and he speaks on how he scammed him out of money and scammed people using his channel to gain money. So that's where he's been getting all this money from. It's not him working. This man doesn't work. He doesn't have a 9-to-5. His way of building his revenue is by scamming people who have nothing else to believe in. Let me go back to my Twitter because I still have it up, and I can just tag you in it. That'll work even better, Nicole, just in case. There we go. I just tagged you. But
y'all have to forgive me. I'm new using this MacBook, and I'm trying to figure out how to go to my home screen. I don't know how. Hold on, y'all. We get it.
Oh yes, some of the women. Now I'm gonna be honest. Much of the women in Carbon's cult are beautiful. It is just that they are so lost in their mentee because of trauma. They have hung on to this man, as you can see on the screen. That man, and again, I'm gonna say that man is not an unattractive man. So can you imagine an attractive man coming to you when you have nothing, when you and your child have nothing, and telling you, I can take you somewhere that is paradise, where you don't have to worry about government, you don't have to worry about payment, you can be free. That sounds like heaven to most people. So if it means just, taking one for the team, which a lot of people know what that means, if it means taking one for the team, a lot of people would do it. Because that means that you have a lifetime of beauty and opulence in your life that can never be taken away. And which is another thing that Brother Polight said on one of his many lives that he said he wasn't going to do. His daughter now has all that she needs. She's an heiress. An heiress to what exactly? From what I know, from what the community that I'm in know, she was assaulted as well. But She's being raised in it just as much of us were. And so she doesn't see it as assault. She sees it as a way of life. Okay, I'm going to see why it's echoing. And yes, on the trees.
I wonder, is it me? I wonder, is it me? Why are you like, is that what? How's that turn you on doing a poopy on a tree?
I don't know, but they're in Hawaii doing this. We know how sacred Hawaii is to their locals. Those people love their land to the umpteenth fullest of them. Those people celebrate their land at every chance they get, as they should. So for someone to take a cult there and go use that cult to defecate all over and run around butt naked, it makes no sense to me. But a lot of this doesn't make sense to me because I'm not in a mind frame of where I'm thwarted. I can see exactly for what it is. And as you can see right there, it's $825, 825 signers. People have been paying books. $120 for a book? For what? For what?
Girl, somebody said he scammed a camel.
He did. He has been scamming everyone. And that is the crazy part about it. He is a professional scammer. That should be what his title is on Instagram. Instead of influencer, he should be a professional scammer.
So people have purchased books. He's written 90 books, hasn't he?
Allegedly.
Because
I haven't seen
the 90 books that he wrote.
Much of the books that
I
have seen, he has
put his name on.
Has been regurgitated information
from Baba.
And Baba Malachi had
plenty of books.
So many books
that he had his own Bible.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. It speaks of the Anunnaki.
It speaks of
the planet
Nibiru.
It speaks of
the true background, the true history of Nine Ether.
And that
would then reference to us as black people.
So I can
see why people would fall for it because they want to know the truth.
All they hear all the time is
you were a slave.
You were brought
over here on a boat.
They don't know anything
before that.
And that's
how you manipulate people.
People who aren't
fully aware of self.
I'm still taken aback by the defecating on trees. I'm like, what? Yeah, my mind kind of works. I'm just trying to figure out like you get your freak on before or after. Like
they don't bathe.
That's even okay. Ill.
The person who
is it a ritual though? Like I mean, I've heard in pig play, but never heard
their way of living.
They don't bathe.
Does it help the tree or some? Is that their way of giving back to the earth?
Well, you know what? When
I think about it on an outside perspective,
they say that the best
fertilizer
is waste. So maybe that is
where they are getting that radical idea from.
Oh Lord. I feel like I need to go buy some baby wipes or something. I'm just so confused.
We've been getting on these white people for not washing their legs.
Meanwhile,
it's a whole clan of black people not bathing.
Right. Are you guys able to see the screen? Okay, that's the GoFundMe and the petition on there. So I'm going to scale up and down it so y'all can see it.
And yes, Alicia, I still say Baba for the specific reason of how I was raised around him. I'm not going to change how I refer to him. That doesn't mean that I'm giving him the respect of someone who protects children, because that's not what it is. I spoke and I'll continue to speak about the abuse that he put out against children and women and some boys as well, men. But with how I was raised around it, it was turned Baba. I've never called him anything else, Baba Malachi, and that will be how I refer to him. But please don't think that that's just me saying that and still having respect for him, because he got locked up for what he did, and he deserves to be where he is. That's why he has so many years. That's why he has so many charges. Because people like me, regardless of how much we respected what he taught us, right is right and wrong is wrong. You can't teach us to shed light into the darkness and then commit dark activities and think we won't speak on it. It's not snitching. It's being real.
Girl can call them a charlatan, said he done stole a camel child.
Oh yeah,
Alicia, no, I know it's not disrespect. I was just saying because I know some people may misconstrue me saying Baba Malachi as me saying, oh, he didn't do it. No,
he did it.
He did it. Yeah.
10 times over.
10 times over.
And it was
plenty of children who could have spoke,
but only 14
came forward.
Wow. Then what is these rumors about him allegedly getting out of prison?
No.
Or is that just false?
He put out
a
lawsuit, and I want to say 2019
for $2 million
because he is sovereign.
And when it comes with sovereignty, the United
States doesn't have control over you because you are not stating that you are a part of their system.
But with
that,
the issue
is
you have
already been charged.
You are
already
imprisoned. There is no going
backwards.
They denied
that
lawsuit, I believe, in 2020. They gave it about 6 months and they denied it because there was no reason for them to approve it. For what reason would they release him if they've locked him up on racketeering charges? RICO charges are some of the biggest charges you can get locked up for. And me personally, I don't know specifically about any of his racketeering and what he did. What I do know is he started out as a, I want to say like a funk R&B artist, and he made music. And that was a big thing. He then began buying blocks in Brooklyn. People don't know how much property Baba really had. He bought buildings and put black people in it. That was the reason why people held him so highly revered, because he was doing things that other people said they would do, but they didn't do it. The issue with that is when you are in such power and you start to take care of people, you have to continue to do it in a righteous way, because you can turn those people into mobs against people who do not deserve to have a mob against them. Again, if you give someone somewhere to live and you feed them, you clothe them, and you give them the love that they haven't received, they're going to back you regardless, because they see you as the person who has saved them. And Brother Polight, he calls himself saying that Baba Malachi saved him. And I guess I can see in a way how, because he changed his life around from being the gangbanger that everyone knows him as, but now he's a pedophile. So, I'd rather be a gangbanger at this point. At least I know in gangs, they do not approve of that.
Here's a video that I found. I'll just let it play in the background unless you guys want to hear the audio. It's about 9 minutes long. It's actually of Dr. York they taking him down. But they read off kids' names and stuff like that, so I don't think I'll play it, but yeah, it's very sad. So, are you aware or have any knowledge of Prince York? Is that the son? Like, does he only has one child? When I looked him up on Wikipedia, he only has one child. I heard, though, through, allegedly he has many children. Do you know if that is true or not? Oh, did it mute her? Oh, she's on mute, you guys.
Sorry about
that. I had muted because I thought you were going to play the video.
Oh, did you want me to?
I mean, honestly,
It's
available to the public, so you can. I definitely don't feel away. But what I will say is, the question that you just asked. Now I'm having a brain fart. Oh my gosh.
It's okay. Hold on. And I didn't went to the wrong thing. Okay. Sorry, you guys. New computer. Everything is on the left. I'm used to going right. My bad. Yeah. I won't play it. I'll share it on my community wall. Add it to the Brother Polights playlist. And y'all can go check that out. Okay? But what I asked you...
Baba admitted.
He didn't
deny
He didn't deny it.
No, yes, on here he does.
He's not a liar.
He's not a liar.
Yeah, he did admit it. Yeah, on here.
He admits many things. And that will I cannot ever stand for.
But what I
will say is
he is not
a liar.
He will
speak
his truth
about what he did.
And that's my
problem with Brother Polight.
Tell
the truth. Because you know what you did.
Even
Baba told the truth.
And Baba
has failed so many people. Baba has over 200 kids.
50 of them
at this moment live in Georgia.
Wow.
Prince York is the child that they speak of because it was with his first wife. That was his first son. But the initial child who spoke up was Jacob York. And that, I believe, may be the second or third oldest son. And Jacob witnessed much of what was going on. And Jacob testified against it. Now, the son that I was with, that I was chosen because of my lineage. I was chosen to be with his son because it would make a royal line of people, so to speak, in which was said to me. It would make a royal line of people. And when I got with his son, his name is Abdullah York, I seen so many of the same situations that we are looking at now. Like I spoke about on my Twitter, we went to a gathering and we're all there, and it had to be maybe 30 guys there, and at the most 7 women. I didn't feel uncomfortable because I knew that it was supposed to be family. But it wasn't until I seen a cousin walked in who just turned 15. She walked in with her breasts exposed. And everyone, the men now, began looking at her with this insatiable look in their eyes as though she was the next one to be taken care of. Like she was the next one on the menu. And when I asked Abdullah, I said, why are they looking at her? Why is she doing this? What is going on here? Like, at this point, I'm like, I thought this stopped. I thought we realized after Baba Malachi admitted to everything that he did that y'all would see that it was wrong. But no, it still kept on. It's become incestuous at that. We all are related somehow, some way. Somehow, some way. He slept with our mothers, or he slept with our mother's previous children and created children, and that is how he has all those kids. I have too many pictures of all of the children in one photo. And honey, you have to stand about 10 feet back to get everyone. They have to pile on as a pyramid, like we are taking basketball school photos for the whole team. And this is not something that's fiction. This is fact. Much of the kids try to distance themselves from situations like that because they don't want people to come after them. And I don't blame them, because that's how I felt when people first started knowing that I was in their family, or that I was being introduced to their family, that I was going to be asked to be bringing in another child into their family. Because all you can think of is, okay, people are going to start saying, oh, well, you're the grandchild of a rapist. And then they can be attacked. We want them to still have their lives. But what can't be denied is exactly what Baba admitted to. And that is one thing I will respect, is the fact that he told the truth. Accept your punishment as a man or woman when you do something. Take accountability. As far as Dr. York getting the healthcare that he needs, it's not just Dr. York. There are so many black men in the prison system right now, and black women, that do not get taken care of. Matter of fact, there are black women and men outside of the prison system that do not get taken care of. How many times have we not seen black women go to the hospital and then not take care of them, or they give them a false diagnosis of what's going on, and then they have to go somewhere else? I had a heart attack a mini heart attack about 4.5 years ago. And when I went to the hospital, they told me that it was not a heart attack. Those white doctors tried to make me leave, and I forced them to find someone else. And she came in and she tested me. She said, oh my gosh, she had a mini heart attack. If she would have went home, it could have been worse. They don't take care of black people. We know that. We are not the first on their list. And that is why we have to take care of ourselves. That's the point of having communities that can take care of each other. That was the biggest point of Tamaray. Tamaray used to have doctors come there, lawyers come, everything to take care of us as a community so we wouldn't have to live out in the community with white people that were not taking care of us. In essence, he wanted to almost create a Black Wall Street, kind of like how Tulsa, make us self-sufficient. But oftentimes with self-sufficiency, we still have to also keep in mind that there are people who will try to take advantage. And that's what happened. And now we're back like it's the friggin' 90s and early 2000s where Brother Polight is going on in the same way. He can't legally be married to these women, but he's had them sign contracts. So you sign contracts with several women, and then somehow you're not satisfied, so you go find other women with children because you just need more. You know, it's like a Pringle. You can't just have one. You need a whole bunch of them because that's what makes him feel powerful. He's truly a lonely person. When he is alone, that is when he is his most afraid.
Whew, girl, this is deep. Like, it's just so deep. And I just want to say,
a rabbit hole.
Girl, deep is all outdoors because I was listening to a, what is the name of the channel? Brother named World, Morris World TV.
Yeah.
He says there's he said there's so many layers.
Yes.
Alleged dead people, social security numbers. Yeah.
And yes, Lakeisha,
that's not his.
No, you're right.
The social security number don't go back to who he is. Neither.
Yes.
Those women ain't. Do they look like they actually American? Allegedly, them babies look like they from Nigeria. It's just so much. It's just
that man had money that was long
for you to be able to buy a apartment building on several blocks. You have to have some kind of serious, that's Elvis Presley money. You got to have some long dollars to be able to do that. And like with Lakeisha said, attraction is the biggest thing. If you're a woman that's not used to having a man that society would consider to be extremely attractive in your face, a lot of times these women clam up. And all he had to say was, oh, come with me. And they hopped on that damn boat. I know my mother did. There would be days, and the thing that got me was my mother would hide this from the family. And to be honest, this video right here is going to be the coming out to much of my family who still don't know. Because she continues to hide it. Because she lives in this dream world that if she doesn't speak about it, it didn't exist. No, ma'am. It happened.
Well, you know the saying, how they say, what happens in this house stays in this house. Yeah, but not illegal activity, not the soul snatching, mama. We gotta stop the generational curses, mama.
Exactly.
No
exactly.
offense.
No, it's the truth.
No, it's the truth, and it's no need to even say no offense because when we say that, it's almost as though we're trying to coddle their feelings.
We cannot do
that anymore.
You need to hear the truth. And the truth is, much of our mothers would be driving us down that wooded road after bathing us and making us smell sweet, and putting us in beautiful garbs, and sending us there. And we'd all be in separate houses, getting woken up with Arabic blessings, saying Sapanallah, which means God bless you in Arabic language. And then we would begin our days. So I feel like some parents maybe felt like they were doing the right thing, and it's because they probably weren't raised properly. You know, the generations before us and before us had to deal with slavery and being taught a certain way. So they unfortunately never decided to take a stand on critical thinking and thinking another way of living. But I'm gonna hold the people I know accountable. Because at the end of the day, if a child is in pain, you're supposed to protect them. If my son comes to me now and he's crying about a splinter, best believe me and that splinter are going to war. I don't care. It's a splinter, but it's my child.
Hey, splinters actually hurt. They usually hit nerve endings at the tip of the finger where there's a lot of blood flow. I looked that video up yesterday.
All right, so you see how small a splinter is.
And a paper cut too.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, then. Can you imagine
what trauma
does to your
DNA?
Disruption. It has to send some type of toxin some type of biological toxin. I mean, you know.
Yep. And then that same thing is then passed down to next generation. There's this I cannot remember her name, unfortunately. But there's this white woman who speaks a lot
in regards to how slavery has affected black people and how white people do not look at the fact that they receive white privilege. But she said something, and this stuck with me. She said, if you look ages now, we'd be treated a certain way. And I mean black people, we'd be treated a certain way, and we'd be told to respond a certain way. It has become so ingrained in us that our children don't even have to be told to respond that way now. They just respond that way off of inheritance in their DNA. With how we run while we're laughing. That wasn't because it's that funny that our legs started to move. It was because during slavery days when we would laugh, it would be an issue. We weren't allowed to laugh. So we would have to run and stick our heads into barrels just to let out a laugh. People don't realize how deep this goes. Not even just speaking with Brother Polight, but the trauma that we have to deal with as a community.
Well, that's why I was saying when I first heard about it, I was taken back, like, have your arrogance, your, God, give me the words, the enigma, I just can't even, baffled to understand how could you convince yourself, because you had to go from the conversation to the mom, to walk down, to go and meet her downstairs. Not at one point in your mind, like, wait a minute, I could get caught up in some like, and then I don't know.
They don't care about that.
It's a chase.
And with science,
this is the biggest thing. I love that science
puts out facts, but people ignore those facts, and sometimes they don't attribute it to human behavior. But whether we like it or not, there's something called adrenochrome. And I'm not saying that people are going around drinking blood. I'm not saying that that's what occurred on the land. What I'm saying is when you inflict terror in a child, whether you like it or not, it gives you power. We see it with how our parents would beat us. They would say this hurts them more than it hurts us, but if it did, they wouldn't have continued to beat us. They wouldn't have felt like they made a difference in beating us. There is a power in causing someone to feel lower than what they are. There is a power in breaking someone. A power that I would never want to possess, but I cannot deny that it does exist. And much of them were conditioned to be okay with the abuse. Once you get your period, you are a woman. And I mean,
any young girl is gonna love to be called a woman, especially when she's being treated like a child.
So when someone
boosts you up and tells you you're a woman now, you can do this, you can do this.
Sex can be easily
coerced into that.
Yeah, grooming, build you up to snap your spine and your soul. Now put on them shoes, girl. You're looking good. Like ain't nothing wrong. Just look at you. You just look so good.
Exactly.
And you don't even know. You don't even know. You don't know. You look beautiful. But you know something, but you don't know because you're too young.
Exactly.
You're too young. It's been normalized. trauma has been like it's normal. It's not normal. Abuse is not good. It's bad. It's bad, very, very, very bad. And then the abused becomes the abuser.
Exactly.
And that's another thing that
it baffles me why people don't stand more strongly on the abuse of children. Because we look and we see how there are so many men who were sexually abused at young ages by older women, and they ignore it. They say, "Oh boy, you just reaching manhood." Those same men grow up and have a
disdain for women.
And you know what? When you try to get into that, oh Lord, they'll try to cut your head off, child.
They will.
And I'm like,
no, I'm a victim.
The worst serial killers are women. Who hurt that woman? Who broke her spine and told her she looked good?
Listen.
The web of
darkness is thick, baby.
Yes, it
is. You have
is.
to use fire to burn this down. You can't just use a stick to take this web down.
And you better be careful with the smoke. It better be a windy day, because you don't want that smoke and ash to fly back and hit more generations, child. It needs to disseminate. Okay? Facts. Does anybody in the audience have any questions? You can definitely place it in the chat.
Ooh. Open to answering any questions I need.
I am enjoying myself here. This is very, very enlightening. Ratchet Today show said generational ash.
Yes, it is. It really is.
For real. I mean, seriously.
You'll be free on your grandkids.
Generational ash and, unfortunately, ass. Oh, God. Hey, I was listening to D.L. Hughley, and he was, not D.L. Hughley, Marlon Wayans, how he was saying that you can find laughter in the darkest things because you can't tell someone how to feel, and how laughter, what it does to the brain and the body and stuff like that, because we need to let those things out. So it's amazing how you said how we, in slavery, how we could not, can you imagine trying to hold a laugh in, a natural human reaction, and to be abused, and child, it's just so deep.
Yeah,
it's so
deep. We've been taught to keep things to ourselves.
Yeah.
Personally,
today I was told
my grandmother passed away, and many people were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And I told them flat out, "Please do not tell me sorry, because there is nothing that I'm sorry for." She was aware of abuse that I was subjugated to, and when I spoke to her about it, she beat the living daylights off of me, so much that my butt turned light skin, and I say that with the seriousness. The black was in a plastic bag.
Oh my God.
She beat the black off of me.
I am so sorry.
Thank you. That's why
I'm so strong on wanting to stop anyone else having to go through this.
And that's opening the eyes of the women and men who just say, "Okay, well, you know what? No, you're lying," or "No, why would we talk about this out loud? You don't say these things." It's out of embarrassment. It's out of embarrassment and pride. And that pride is a killer. If you allow your pride and ego to rule you, honey, that will allow you to deny some of the worst things to happen. And yeah, I asked why beat me, and her answer was, "You don't tell people these things. They're men. You probably did something." Mind you, at this point, I am only 4, 5, and 6. What could I have possibly done for a grown man to see me as an object of affection? Give you a hug? Tell you I love you? I'm a kid. I am a child. I'm someone who wants to go outside and play in the dirt. At this point, kids don't even know how to wash themselves properly. What do I have for you that a grown woman doesn't have? And that's what bothers me. They don't want women who are liberated with their sexuality. No, that's whoredom. That's not right. They want women who are secluded. They want women who people don't pay attention to. And people rarely pay attention to kids. Whether we like it or not, people will say a child is lying so quickly. And I never understood why. What does a child have a reason to lie for? And if you believe your child is a liar, that means you taught them how to be a liar. Because kids don't just come out want to be lying.
Right.
They tell the truth.
Kids don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do.
Exactly. You see how many kids have came on YouTube and stuff like that in comedic situations and be like, my mama wear a wig. Ain't nobody tell that little boy to say that. But he see his mama wear a wig, so he gonna tell the truth.
That's the innocence and the natural beauty in a child, and that's the things that these demons want to take. They want that innocence so they can be emboldened.
Exactly.
Like they're gonna, I don't know, like they're gonna get taller. Maybe psychologically.
It gives them power.
Yeah.
Whether people
believe it or not.
I've seen how people will literally assault children, and soon after it'll be like this. I hate to use this word, but this is the only word at this moment that I can even imagine that really encompasses it. They come out with this glow, not a heavenly glow, but this glow. It is almost though it makes them younger, which is weird to me. But then at the same time, that demon of darkness, boy, who knows what the gifts are when you harm a child? Who knows what is promised to you when you listen to that idea in your brain that has popped up? Because that's what they'll say. They'll say, oh, they seen something and it ignited a fire in them. What fire exactly is ignited in you by a child? If it's not to protect them, I don't understand. Dark humor is what helps us heal, whether we believe it or not. I used to laugh off things because that's what laughter is healing. Laughter and smiling is healing. They did a study on how the brain responds to sad thoughts and happy thoughts and things like that. And even while laughing. And the study, again, is available on the internet. You guys can look it up. You know our brains are floating in cerebral fluid. This fluid is very similar to water. And when we undergo certain emotions, that fluid changes its whole consistency. People don't realize that when we even just force ourselves to smile, it then changes how our body is reacting to whatever situation we are in. So for much of us, or those who were severely assaulted, after the assault, we were given ice cream. We were given beautiful clothes. Like, we were allowed to run free. You forget that someone just hurt you when you're allowed to do things that you weren't allowed to do before. You forget that someone hurt you once they give you something to coddle your feelings, because those feelings are then encompassed in sweetness. Sweetness wrapped around shit, yes, but it's still sweetness. And that's what you settle on, because you don't want to settle on the pain. You don't want to settle on the mental anguish that you're dealing with. You want to focus on the sweetness.
You speaking 100% facts. 100% facts.
Honey,
And it's just,
I learned the hard way.
yeah, when I seen your post when you said that you had heard that people that hurt you you found out that they were gone, how relieved,
Yes,
you had felt.
It was the biggest relief for me because
I know
no one will ever
be able to do the harmful things that they did to me to them. It's like, we wish for our assailants to receive that treatment. But 9 times out of 10, no one's not going to do that to them. And our only retribution is either them going to jail or them passing away and no longer being on this planet to hurt someone else. And that was my biggest relief. Knowing that my molester, he was shot 6 times, which coincidentally was every time I got beat, I would get hit in the face 6 times. And by God, that man got shot 6 times. I said, okay, I see you watching my pain and you haven't forgot about me. So I know that it's real. And when I found out that my grandmother passed today, it was so many people like, I know you're so sensitive. But sensitivity has nothing to do with the realness of a situation. A lot of the children also, like myself, I have autism, but I'm high functioning. So they also took advantage of children who were considered to be disabled. Much of us I didn't want to start talking until I turned about 7 years old. I just felt
uncomfortable speaking words. It didn't feel right.
And much
of us were like that.
So you
can imagine if the children who
are able-bodied and aren't, and I won't say able-bodied in the sense as though I'm disabled, because I am fully able-bodied, but the children who don't have any neurodivergence are afraid to speak. Can you imagine how we felt? For one, we're experiencing sensations that we can't describe. I don't even know how to tell you what's going on with me right now. I just know it don't make me feel good. And not a lot of
things make me feel good at all. With me being neurodivergent.
But then that's not wanting
to speak.
Made it a lot easier.
As well.
Well, you're amazing.
Thank you.
You are too.
You are a superstar. Oh, you're so sweet. Don't make me cry.
Girl, no, I'm saying this because it's real. If you cry, because you know it's true.
I just thought how the universe. When I found out about the story, I went online, everyone, and I said, well, let me go to Twitter because usually Twitter will provide you with some information, and there she was, and she was just so welcoming and just very beautiful, and I seen how strong she was, and I said, this girl has a voice, and I want her to be able to use it. And if it's meant to be for her to use it with me, she will.
Oh yes, I'm a very kind person. I don't go out into the world with a chip on my shoulder or anger, because that's not going to do anything for the next person that I see. I want to be a change. So if that means me smiling at someone or me being open with someone, then so be it, because at least I know I have helped change one person that then can go change another person and so forth. And that is how we build up better people.
Do you think there'll ever be a point where African American people will unify?
If you want me to be honest,
yes, I do.
I truthfully do not see that right now. And for the only reason is because there are so many hurt people and they do not know where to direct their pain towards. And I've witnessed, even on Twitter, and I mean, Twitter can be probably the most poor example, but it's where almost everyone is. We will say we want to stick together, but we fight each other more than we fight our enemies. And at this point, we don't even need an enemy, because we are our own enemies. Thank you, Emmanuel. I appreciate that. And you are as well. Even though, brother, I can't see you, you are an amazing individual as well. But I honestly don't see that happening for us. And I wish it could, but people take people trying to stick up and say unity as a corny joke. Someone today came to me on Twitter and was like, oh, girl, it's not that serious. But yes, honey, it is. It is that serious, because we are creating generations that will uphold our legacy in the future. If we don't fix our issues now, there will be no us in the future. So many of us, and I mean, I don't have a problem with interracial relationships, but if we want to be honest, when we divert from our own, we then decrease our potency. We then break down our own strength. At the same time, I'm mixed. I'm not multiracial. I'm not black or white. I'm completely black, but I'm mixed races. I have Cuban on one side and Jamaican on the other. And the biggest thing for us is to stick together, because regardless of where we at, we all have only one thing, and that is each other. When we don't have anyone else, we have each other. And if we don't have each other, we are alone in this world. Excuse me. So
you 100% right.
I wish it could be that way.
But with
people like Brother Polight
and some other people who, girl, at this point, it don't even make sense to name them, because they're on the chopping block on their own.
Yeah.
We won't be
able to. People don't like to take accountability, and people don't like to comfortable. Be uncomfortable. Excuse me.
But
uncomfortability
is exactly
what helps you to be better.
If it makes you
uncomfortable,
and not in the
sense of
someone doing
something wrong to you.
But if you're
knowingly doing something that
you know
if someone else was doing,
you'd be like, that's not right.
That's not right.
And someone
confronts you,
and you get defensive. It's because you
know it's wrong.
Right. The dogs. I am so sorry, you guys. Hold on.
But to answer the questions, I'm not sure if I'm typing properly in the chat. I do not have a specific YouTube channel at this very moment. I've been highly considering making one in light of everything that's going on. But so far, I only have my social media, which is in the chat, my Instagram, and my Twitter, which is Oxtail Mommy. And there I do most of my activist work, and that's where I speak out the most. I have been tempted to make a YouTube, but I see how these YouTubes tend to go sometimes. So I'm going to take some slow steps to making it, but definitely the truth will consistently be revealed. I posted on my Instagram yesterday about my mini assassination attempt from his white woman, and it got blocked and reported because it was too much attention on him. It was too much truth for him. So instead, I just posted the story in my live, because you can't take down my live. You can take down a post, but the live and the screenshots and the pictures of her and the pictures of her on your page can never be taken away. That will be there forever.
Forever, ever? No, I'm just...
Forever, ever?
Yeah, right. Girl. And didn't you say that she ran into something or something like that too?
Yeah, so she ended up crashing her car.
And I wanted to get out, and honestly, I'm be honest with you. My first thought was, I'm about to get out and beat the mess out this girl. But something told me she already having enough. She done crashed her car. What more beating can I give to her? She crashed her car. The mission that you got sent on by your lovely person of interest has failed. So not only has he failed because he has tried to shut me up on social media, but you have failed because you tried to shut me down out in the real world. There's nothing that you can do to people who are highly protected. No matter how much you try, no matter how much you pray on it, there's nothing that you can do for people who have faith and who are highly protected. And that is why I speak so openly, because I know I'm highly protected. Every day I wake up, I give my thanks because I know my day is going to go perfectly fine, no matter who it is that steps up against me. It can be 10,000. I will slice through them with the sword of Elijah. And if y'all know what the sword of Elijah is, you know how hot that fire can be.
Amen, girl. You speaking nothing but facts. Now, is there anybody on here, and you should start a YouTube channel when you're ready, of course. You would do amazing.
Well, I'll definitely come to you,
and I'll help you.
Help me out.
I'll help you to the best of my ability.
Whatever tips you can give me on how to get it started. Honestly, I don't even know what I would put on there, to be real.
I mean, you could do all kinds of stuff. You have so many stories within you. I mean, and inspiration. The opportunities are everywhere. You know, you can come on and just vlog, whatever you choose. But social media is a beast.
Honey.
Yeah.
They've been trying to tear me apart on Twitter.
But I keep
coming with the receipts.
So it's like
you're gonna argue with these facts,
right?
Or
what? You're
gonna insult me? There's nothing that you can say to me that I haven't heard before.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially when after experiencing extreme abuse, it's like at the hands of a evil person that wants to harm me. There's nothing that you could do to me that's worse.
Exactly.
Take my head off? Well, if that's what God allows, I'm going to heaven, but you're going to hell.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like
we've had
our families harm us.
There's nothing
that an outside stranger can say or do to me that will hurt me more than the pain that my family caused me.
And whether I like it or not, it shaped me to be as strong as I am. So now I don't have the reason to even believe that I could ever be mentally broke down by anyone.
Right. You know, nothing about you is weird. I seen you on there standing up, and I said she speaks so eloquently. And see, for all you, she busts the myths out there for all you haters that thought people that have autism, okay, like they can't. There's so many different forms. That just means that you think on a complete different level. They say I'm bipolar, child, so I just think my brain is too quick for them.
Oh, and that's what it is.
A lot of times.
I'm sorry, I think about 17 million things all at one time.
And that just means that you're capable of handling 17 million things.
Child, we need to handle $17 million so I can get a big old stadium and fill it up with the most powerful, strong black women and put them in there, and we all trained to get our generations back. Like,
well, honey,
it has to stop.
I'm pretty sure you will.
Girl, if God blessed me with money like that, the first thing I would do is to try. Of course, I would have to take care of myself, but I'm just saying it would be to really give back to the community. If I had the money, I just don't see how these people have all this money. You got Oprah, you got Tyler Perry. They could create their own financial banking system for black folk. We don't need no help from nobody. The money is there. The hair industry is $1 trillion business that we spend on hair weaves and wigs and Indian hair, Brazilian, Malaysian, and all of that is going to other countries and other people besides our pockets. A lot of the time, even the distributors are not even African American. I mean, look where you're getting Indian hair. I mean, the distributor, you know. Yeah, I'm sure there is some black owners out there, but I'm just saying from majority of the part, you know. Well, I mean, why we don't have fresh fruit on corners?
They struggled.
Huh?
So they want with those leaders. A lot of times you hear them say they struggled, and no one helped them. So that is the mindset that they go forth with. It's not a no one help me so I can help other people. It's nobody didn't do this for me.
So you're about to get it out the mud too. That's not progression. How do we build if we're forcing everyone to get it out the mud? If I know that I do something that creates a small foundation for other people to stand on, baby, stand on that foundation. Because I just did everything I could to get this foundation here, not just for me, but for everyone that looks like me, all of us in our community. And that's the biggest thing with a lot of the black leaders now. They don't want to uplift other people. They spend so much time fighting to uplift themselves. Their only concern is self at this moment. And selflessness is not a big attribute that many people have.
They sure don't, mama. They sure don't. Well, hey, how you doing, sis? Welcome. I just want to make sure, Stone, that you have expressed, everything that you wanted to get out presently. I'm here anytime that you want to, want to speak, And y'all that want to use her audio, at least ask her. Oh man, she's not on YouTube,
I popped
up this morning getting messages. Someone was like, "You're on YouTube again." I was like, "What happened now?" Then I look, and I'm pretty much the second video, and they're saying that I'm pretty much exposing Brother Polight, which absolutely I am. I am opening everyone's eyes whose eyes haven't been opened yet to this scammer.
And yeah, you did bring nothing but receipts. I mean, I didn't even know anything about the petition.
Oh yeah, that's been going on for a minute now.
Yeah.
But he goes about saying, they want to take down the black man. They want to stop us from growing and being empowered. No, they want to take down the predators. And you have made yourself one.
It has nothing
to do with the black man.
or the black
community. It has to do with you assaulting innocent people. Children who cannot defend themselves.
And it blows
my mind because they would never
want to be on
the other side.
If he had a man,
hold on, I think I'm echoing.
Let me put it on mute. It's me, and I don't know where it's coming from. I think because I'm chatting in the other chat, but even though I have the volume all the way off, it could be picking it up. Because when you talk, it bounces off of mine, and it shouldn't move. So it has to be, I gotta figure out another way to, anyway, go ahead. I apologize.
No. Like I was saying, in regards to him and him taking advantage of his platform, it's, many people are seeing now that it's just that child, but there has been many children and they've been afraid to speak, and now we have someone who isn't afraid to speak. So we all need to stand in solidarity with that. Clearly he is afraid because he makes so many posts about people trying to get him and how it's a way to destroy the free black man. But if that was even any way a part of the case, he wouldn't be the only black man that people would come for.
But you know what makes me like, and y'all don't drag me down like in, for this. Because they'll be like, oh, there you go, trying to take the black woman, always trying to protect the black man. That's the problem now. I just have the question is, what happened to this brother? He's extremely intelligent. To get a whole that many people to come in and, on social media and swoop like that, how to obtain that type of power? What happened to him?
The Nuwaup people.
We were behind him. And it is
a nation.
You can't go anywhere in New York without seeing a Nuwaupian bookstore or a Nuwaupian man walking around with his head garb. You can't do it because, honestly, they have taken over. But he turned that platform into something different. He started out just as Shahrazad and Zion Lex started out, just preaching the truth, just giving the truth to people. And like I said earlier, when you give people the truth who haven't been exposed to truth, they will hang on your every word and they will protect you because they know they are used to seeing the black man unprotected. And that's the biggest issue. We're so used to seeing the black man unprotected that we want to protect the black man at all costs, even when he's wrong. And that's not right. That's not living a guileless life. To be pure of heart, you must live a guileless life. You must let your heart align with your mind. And if your heart aligned with your mind and thinking that it's okay for this man to preach as he does, and then to just harm little children just because they're quote unquote Jezebels, you seriously have a thwarted mindset. No mentality can, I can never understand how anyone would find a 14-year-old to be a Jezebel or even a 10-year-old, because there was a 10-year-old, there was also a 7-year-old, and there was a 13-year-old. But those people were paid off and they were made to keep quiet out of fear of being attacked in the communities that they live in, by fear of being attacked on social media. People bully the crap out of people on social media. We've seen people commit suicide because of cyberbullying. So if you can have someone harass you in the street and online, you'll definitely do whatever you can just to stay out of the public eye so people won't bother you, especially if you've already been attacked and assaulted. Why would you want to be assaulted verbally too? We've already been broken. What did Mike Seeger say? He said something.
Oh, I was trying to go back to it. Let me see. Oh, Lord. I'm going to get this right one way or another. Did I go back too far? Okay. What was his name? The fellas want to know if you married a single.
I am single. No, I'm not married. I am in the process of looking for someone, but I don't want anyone to enter my life with the aggression of thinking that they're going to try to take away from me and my family. We are supposed to come together as one and build. So,
amen.
If there is a man who wants to truly build, he got to be attractive. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be with no Beetlejuice. Listen, girl, I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna live a
godless
life.
I'm gonna be honest.
But what if he a good man?
If he's a good man, then I wouldn't notice his outside. But I would
have to know if he's a good man or not.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these men, just like Brother Polight,
they come in the name of being a good man.
Child, smelling all good, looking all fly.
I'm telling you,
clothes, teeth, nails, clean. Like, ooh, and your chocolate. Okay, hello.
Okay, with them thick lips, most women probably like, what them lips do? Oh, you got 5. Well, my baby daddy got 20 bitches anyway. Come on, he gonna, ooh. They just want to ride in the car, honey. They just want to ride in the car, child.
Exactly. Mike is funny. The fellas want to know.
Look at Real Street News over here throwing up the hearts. He like, hey, shoot, girl.
Hey, Real Street News. I like that you're Real Street News now.
Oh, y'all are tickling me. I'm glad we can laugh even though this is such a serious situation. That goes to show how much healing we can really produce in our community. And I am so grateful for everyone in the chat. Again, blessings to all of y'all. I hope that you guys receive every gift that is aligned for you in this destined planet that we have been placed on. Because, honey, we deserve it.
Yes, well, thank you. And I'm just glad if it was no bad energy, positivity. I just want to thank everybody for for coming by. TJ, Terrence, Josiah, Lakeisha Harris, Real Street News, Vegas Girl, Shelly S_ Hudson in the building, Ratchet motherfreaking TV. You know what I'm saying? What side? No, just playing. Tar info for you. The Plainest Jane was in the building. I love you guys. Like, this was really, really very, very therapeutic for me and her. I really, really appreciate it. Once again, I'm very thankful that you came by and had the opportunity to express yourself, and not saying you were scared or nothing, but I just wanted you to feel safe and.
Oh no, you're right. Honestly, I've had a lot of people, like I said, they've threatened me,
and I'm guessing they're thinking that I'm easily frightened. But coming from where I come from, again, can't nothing easily frighten me. And seeing you, as well as a couple other women, open their platform to address an issue where a lot of times we aren't heard. You are such a brave and beautiful person just for doing that. That's why I had no problem coming and speaking. And I will continue to always, if you ever need me to speak on something, trust and believe, I will be here to speak on it.
Because
for you,
you
are opening
the eyes of
people in a way in which you give a neutral stance and you allow people to figure out things on their own. But there ain't no way you can't put one and one together and it not make two. And that's one reason I will continue to say thank you and God bless you to you, because, honey, someone needs to do it. The men that are addressing this issue and that have used my media or asked me to do interviews, they want to open the eyes to the community, but they're also just using it to shut Brother Polight up. And that's great. But there's a lot of other people like Brother Polight in our community. There are our uncles. They are our fathers. They are our grandfathers. They are our sons. They are our brothers. They are our cousins.
Aunties.
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 We're gonna have to do a panel in the future about that. And I don't, I wonder, are women ready to have that conversation? Because there's so many boys that have. I don't think there's one guy that I haven't met that said that his virginity was taken by an older woman, and that it was kind of cool. But after they got older, they realized after they had kids that they felt violated, and one of the reasons why they mistreated women. That's why it made me ask. I wonder, did a woman do something to him, and is that the reason why he has to allegedly have this power and control over the women that are presented in his life? Because everything, just because it looks beautiful on the inside, I mean, on the outside. It doesn't mean it could, be poison in the inside. Hurt people hurt people.
Exactly. And
what people fail to keep in mind is that whether we believe it or not, women are powerful.
Girl, come on now. Look in the Bible. Look at how the wars were started, and that does not mean that I love my black women. They just don't love me. But it's all good, daughter. I see you. No,
the ones that don't love you, honey, they don't truly love themselves. But if we look at Gaddafi had three women bodyguards.
He didn't have men. He had
three women bodyguards.
Facts.
And if we look at Baba Malachi, whether people like to acknowledge it or not, Baba Malachi had so many women behind him. There is a power in having a group of women stand by you, because once a woman has your back fully, she will go to the end of the world for you.
Who sent Armstrong who got him up there?
Women did.
Women did.
And she was what?
A black
woman at that.
Doing all those
numerical equations.
She was black. So if we can stop stepping on each other's backs and dragging each other. I remember, and I hate to keep saying this, but I remember when there was a time where there was a big mama that did care. It was neighbors that did care. They didn't want, as my father would say, riffraff in his neighborhood. If your neighbor hurt, you hurt. But they replaced that with the HOA. You feel you see?
Oh yeah.
The whole association is now the big mama in Instagram. It's sick. And these images that are being placed into our mind, even us as adults, you constantly watch negative stuff over and over and over and over, and you keep ingesting and digesting and regurgitating and ingesting and digesting this stuff. It has an effect on the brain.
Yep.
And what's in you, no matter how much you think it's suppressed, it's gonna come out one way or another. If you have a food addiction, a sex addiction, don't talk addiction, okay? How many people said that divorces had end because their wives or husband just didn't talk to them? They didn't communicate. So I don't know. One day at a time, I guess, y'all.
That's all we
can do.
If
we reach 10 people, then we've reached 10 more people than that was reached yesterday.
Well, those 10 people have voices and they'll share. They know the true tea. And I'm really happy to see the people that are in here, because it was good. It was good energy. It was good energy.
It was nothing but positivity and people actually wanting to hear the truth and facts.
Yep. Even though I seen that flag, it didn't work, boo-boo. So, let them know once again. Do you have a Cash App too, babe?
I do.
My Cash App.
So I'm gonna put it in the private chat so you
can put it in there.
Girl, last time I tried to copy and paste, I almost showed you to my titties.
Uh-oh.
Hold on now. we gotta be comfortable in the house.
I know. Put a bra on. Girl. Shoot, it is Sunday. I've been out. I was up all night out there trying to pick weeds and doing all kinds of.
Sound like me.
I had just
pulling weeds and
I'm like, why? Bamboo tree.
I'm like, why is it just me? But why does all the trash and shit fall in front of my darn place? I'm like, why does the world?
You gotta start watching people.
I wondered that where I lived. I'm like, no, somebody's dropping that shit. Like, I'm the one that gets my yard clean. Why is there weeds in my shit?
Listen, I
spend so much time manicuring my lawn,
and I put a
ring light outside because I noticed somehow every day
a plant would
be on the ground,
or my lights would be took down. And I looked
at my camera one night,
and it was
this one white man
who just loved to
come to my yard and kick over my stuff.
I guess he didn't like you, girl.
Girl, no. One night
I just called on the camera and I said, I see you.
Oh, Lord. He ran.
He ran like Elaine ran in that race the other day.
Gone.
Ooh. Oh, what, the lady that ran? What did she run into, by the way? Did she hit a pole? Did she total her car?
She ran
into a tree line, honey.
Oh, Lord. See, tried to do my part.
That Mazda
got the
bushes that it was looking for.
I mean, trying to run you off the road like that.
I seen her behind me.
And she was
riding my tail.
And I guess she
thought it was gonna make me speed up.
But I've
driven in Jamaica and I've driven in New York.
You're not gonna
bully me.
I'm gonna
drive slower.
I'll go 2
miles an hour so you can go around me.
And that's what I did.
But
then I noticed that
she just kept going.
So in my
Explorer, I have this little button
where you can change
to turbo.
Girl, I pushed that
button and gave her the ride of her life.
Okay. I'm just thankful to God that you are safe and you will continue to be safe. And you're going to teach. You have a huge gift, and it's going to be amazing to watch the prosperous and amazing things that you're going to do. You're going to change. You're already changing lives, but you're going to change many more, my dear.
And you too. Don't forget about you. I'm trying to tell you. You have a bigger impact than you believe.
People may
not say much,
but they watching,
baby.
Well, hey, I'm here. I am here. And once again, y'all, thank you, everybody, for coming by. I really, truly appreciate it. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and show this sister some love. Hit her up on the Cash App. That's me asking. She didn't request for that. That's just me. Bless when somebody's good to you. Bless them. Y'all be buying Nikes, and I do too. Well, I bought Adidas, but still, same shit. You know, bless her hard. Okay.
Tiffany is too funny. She said, "Watch all these men start hitting her up.
If they
hit me up, Tiffany, they better come with the power of some good knowledge and a good spirit, because they'll get turned away."
Okay. And no freaky deekies. Okay.
Listen now. That's safe for when we in a relationship. Don't come to me trying to get all frisky, trying to vibe.
That's what they got
now. Let's vibe.
That's what they vibe.
Girl, I
had someone ask me out on a date,
and I was like, okay,
where are we going?
He was like, I was thinking
maybe you can come to my house. I said, what?
That's not a date.
Girl, that is a date. Netflix and chill. They pay $11.99 and then slang. Girl, let me stop with all that.
See, but listen, that'd be the worst part.
Pipe you down on that couch.
They got Netflix.
And when you get there, it's the
ex-girlfriend's account.
Oh!
I thought your name was
No.
Why does it say Ashley?
Oh, that's my auntie. Oh my God. Sandy,
I'm trying to tell you.
The dog is gagging.
And yes, Real Street News, you're right. I'm an audio engineer and a music producer. I make beats
every day. That's what I do for a living. When I don't have anything else to do, when I'm not taking care of my son, I am making beats. I make music for a small TV series. I'm currently working on trying to get my music into a bigger series, as well as music for other people. Music is what healed me. Music is what kept me sane throughout all of this stuff that we talked about today. Music is what kept me sane with stuff that I haven't even spoke about today. So you guys can definitely come to my page. I'm very open. I speak with everyone as long as you come with a positive demeanor. And I mean, if you want to debate on anything, just make sure you bring those receipts, because baby, my book is thick.
I heard that. She told y'all. Now. And I'm definitely going to leave links and stuff after the video and everything uploads. I'm definitely going to do that. So don't worry about that. Just give me a chance to put it in there.
No,
absolutely. I trust you. I understand.
Yeah. trying to figure out how to use this MacBook, child. You would think, girl, I feel like a kindergartner.
Listen,
That's exactly how I felt when I got mine.
I feel like a little, hey, Tiffany. Finally, you were able to catch me, Mama. It's a pleasure to have you over here, babe. Yes. Yeah, well, we're going to go out on, let's see what we're going to play. We're going to play my favorite little thing. And then we're going to get up out of here. Don't you leave just yet after I close it out.
Oh, no, of course. I'll still be here. Again, thank you to everyone, and I wish you guys a wonderful rest of your day and your life altogether, to be honest.
God bless y'all. I love y'all. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Okay? So ghetto.
But it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Once the evidence is produced, that he is going to be exonerated. So yeah, not guilty, nothing else.
And ran to help.
Well, obviously we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here.
The attacker got loose and went out the upstairs window, but he did leave something behind.
We got your T-shirt. You done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
Dodson says he's never seen the perp before, but sends this warning to whoever is responsible.
You don't have to come and confess that you did. We're looking for you. We gonna find you. I'm letting you know now, so you can run and tell that, homeboy.
Now, if you have any information on this crime, you're urged to call Huntsville Police Department. We'll have much more from the victim.
So hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they're raping everybody out here.
The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Watch Elmer Fudd chase down the silly wabbit.
5, to apologize to me publicly for calling me stupid.
But it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only.
He can go out there and he can look for the silly rabbit. That's what he used to do. Go out there, got his gun, and he's out there to body the rabbit.
Bang, bang, bang. Come out of your holes, you cowardly rabbit. Bang, bang. And I'll...
Every now and then, the black rabbit gets the gun.
But I'm just saying, it different when the rabbit got the kick. It different when the rabbit got the gun.
Woods, pretty face, but I'm known for hitting drugs. Yeah. Got him like, too good. To the yard, he ain't never leave his pretty on God. Broke, too good. Real boss, nigga got the Woods, pretty face, but I'm known for hitting drugs. Yeah. Got him like, too good. To the yard, he ain't never leave his pretty on God. Broke, too good. Real boss,